Um, it says we have 15 people in here, but I don't see everybody, but I'll take that as a given. Okay. Good morning. Good to see you or your names. I hope that you're doing well this week. This week is a stressful one for everybody. Um, Regardless of what happens with the elections tomorrow, I hope your candidate wins for you personally. But I hope more that everybody stays calm regardless of what happens. So that is my hope. And my hope is that we will be more caring and kind to each other soon. So, not been a pleasant time. Um, so, beyond that, what I'm going to do, all that we're doing today is I'm introducing the new um, assignment to you. Okay. And so this is going to be pretty quick, but I wanted to do it this way in case you have any questions. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and let me find our class. All righty. If you see over here, it looks like 16 of you have turned in the Rogerian argument essay and your third reflection. So that means there's just a handful of you that still have to turn that in. If you have not turned it in, please shoot me a message as soon as you can, letting me know when you think you're going to get it in. Okay. I would like it in by the end of this week. Honestly, I'm probably not going to start grading these or evaluating these until the weekend. Um, Today, I am completely busy. Tomorrow is the election, and my mind will be on that. Wednesday, I have something that I've got to do, and Thursday and Friday, I might just collapse in a puddle, and then I will get back on into reality on the weekend. So if you could get those into me by Friday, that would be fantastic. Please just send me a message if you need that extra time. Okay. Um, but I am super impressed. 16 out of, I don't even know how many I think we have like 22 people in the class right now. That's really good. So hats off to you. Good job. Okay, so what we're doing, our last assignment is a profile assignment. And a profile is like something that you would see in a magazine or a newspaper that is writing about an individual or a group. Um, and the reason I wanted to do this for the last assignment is because one, it's a little bit more lighthearted. Two, it forces you to make a connection with somebody. And we have been so disconnected from each other during the pandemic and during all of the, political stuff. I think it's a nice way to end the semester. Um, so let me open up this assignment for you. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I've done this assignment, I think 3 times over the past few years, and it always seems to go pretty well. The product is fun. Let me show you the product. So I've got last year's. We did one in the spring of just last year, and it was right after we broke for the pandemic, and so it was all done online. And if I just let me preview it, it's pretty big. So let me see. It may take a little while. And then we did one a few years ago. Um, and so this was the one that we did before. If you think of this as, so let me grab a magazine actually. Hang on. Do I have a magazine in here? Not really. I have, oh, I do. Hang on. I'm in my husband's office and it's such a total pit that everything is falling apart. Okay, so a typical magazine is 11 by 8.5, okay, or maybe like 9 by 12. But when you open it up, this is called a spread. So when you have 2 pages, that's a spread, all right? And so because we publish this electronically, we just have the whole spread without the fold in the middle. But typically, when you're doing this, you think of having an entire like 2 pages basically to work with. So this size, let me make this a tiny bit smaller if I can. Okay, so this size, this is 17 inches along this way, and this is 11 inches. So you'll see me refer to that as we go through. And so if I just sort of click through this, I think I'm clicking through the wrong one. Here we go. If I click through this a little bit, this is just a little introduction that I wrote. And then every student has a spread, a 2-page spread to do their profile. This was about a student's father. This was about a student's friend, a skateboarder. This was about a student's brother who was living in Japan, maybe? I don't know. China. Um, this was about a friend. This was about a friend, and so on and so forth. What you'll notice in these is that they're all done in columns, like, you know, a journal or a magazine. They all have images, so on and so forth. So, and what I will do when you turn them in is I'll turn it into this. So you will turn these in to me at the end of the semester in a PDF format, and I'll take you through how to do that if you don't know. And then I compile them all together into one document and I'll send it out to all of you. Okay, so that'll be sort of the closing of our semester together. All right, so let me just go through the assignment quickly with you. Okay. So the audience, so you have multiple audiences for this. Your classmates are your audience. I'm your audience. And anyone else you want to share the profile with is your audience. All right. The purposes are to practice collecting primary research on a subject. Primary research is research that is new and original to you. So you actually create the research. Secondary research is the type of research that you did for the previous assignment, where you're researching what somebody else has written or somebody else has researched. Okay, so primary means first, means that the distance between you and the subject is primary. Okay, so you will be interviewing your subject for this. Okay, so
Are we have to turn in a recording?
No, what we'll do, I have an assignment for that. And what you'll do is you'll just write a short little report of how the interview went, kind of like when it happened, what you did, and just telling me that it happened, but you don't need to turn in the recording. Okay. And
Okay.
I will go through. So what we will do is we'll go through strategies for interviewing and recording and all that as well. Okay. Um, so to practice turning your research into a compelling piece of writing within a limited space. So that 2-page spread is actually not very long. And so being able to get something compelling and interesting in a small amount of space can be a challenge. And so, but that's a good challenge to take on. To pay attention to how your writing will be interpreted by an audience of your peers. So thinking about who your audience is and what's going to engage them. To demonstrate that you can write in a sustained manner through multiple stages, drafts, and revisions, and to develop skills in writing and how writing and design interact with each other. So far, we haven't really done much with design. We did a tiny bit on that very first assignment, the breaking up and writing assignment, but we haven't really looked at design very much, but we'll be doing that here. Okay, so let me take you through the process. These are the 10 steps that we'll do over the course of the next, I think it's 4 weeks. Okay, so first, you're going to read some examples of profiles and you're going to discuss their writing strategies with each other. Next, you're going to pick someone that you would like to profile. Next, you're going to learn about research and interview strategies. Next, you're going to conduct your interview and post a record of it, not a recording. It's just going to be that you're letting me know that you did it. Fifth, you're going to draft the content of your profile and we'll submit it for feedback. So when I say content, I mean just the text. So it's just the words that you're going to put into your profile. So you're going to provide feedback to each other's drafts. Then next, we're going to turn to design strategies. So how do you design your profile on that 17 by 11 spread with pictures, with images, with borders, with headings, so on and so forth. Okay. Then you're going to do a second draft of the profile, which will include the content and the design. So whereas the draft of number 5 will be just the content, the second draft will be it all put together, how it would look laid out on the page. Okay. You'll provide feedback to each other's drafts, and then you'll submit your design profile to this page. So those are all the different steps that we're going to take. The only stuff that you're doing for this week are these 2 assignments. So you're just going to read some examples of profiles and that I provided for you, and you're going to discuss their writing strategies. And then you're going to pick somebody that you'd like to profile and just let me know who that is. Okay. But what you'll turn into this at the end of this assignment sequence is a PDF file that is 17 inches long, 17 inches wide by 11 inches tall. Okay. And again, I'll show you how to do that. I've got videos and stuff, and we'll show you how to lay that out. Okay. So this is due. When is this due? Hang on.
December 8th.
December 7th. December 7th. So this is due on December 7th, everyone. And so we've got a month to work on it. Okay. So before I move into what you need to do for this week, does anybody have any questions just in general about this assignment or anything that might be coming up for you? Let me make these a little bit smaller. I don't have my chat up. Hang on, let me put my chat up and I can see if anybody's asking anything. Nope.
One question for me.
Yeah, what?
If we're a computer science major, can I just make an internet page out of it?
I need to have it in PDF so that I can put it into that publication.
But I could submit the URL for it.
Would I be able to make a PDF of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, yeah, whatever, yeah, we can work out, just because the way that I create the publication that it all goes together is I compile a PDF out of all of the different PDFs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So-
get what you're doing then.
Okay, yeah, so however that works out, as long as I can get a PDF out of what you submit is fine.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I'm gonna like style it with
Yeah.
with that and then send the PDF to you.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, that sounds absolutely fine. Yeah, great.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, and whatever, so I'm going to be teaching you a little bit of design stuff, but it's going to be really basic. It's going to be what you can do on Google Pages, not Google Pages, Google Docs, or Microsoft Word. But if you have experience like with Adobe, what is it called? Oh my goodness.
Illustrator or Photoshop?
Photoshop. What was the first one you said, Tracy?
Illustrator.
Illustrator, Photoshop, and the other one that's the publishing one. And my brain, I mean, I have it on my computer. My brain has just lost the name right now. It's the whole publishing one on Adobe. If you guys want to use any of that, if you have experience, use it and go crazy with this. Well, not crazy, go strategically, effectively writing with this. Okay. Okay. Any other questions before I move to what you're going to do this week? Okay, I'm interpreting silence as that you understand. We'll go through this rubric later. You're welcome to look at it now, but we'll go through it later. Okay, so this is the largest assignment that you have this week. I've intentionally kept your work fairly limited this week. So you can see that there's 3 groups here. You won't actually see this on yours. This is just the teacher view. The reason I'm putting you into 3 groups is because I have found that the discussion posts, when you have 20 students responding to one thing, they just get so long and they get so difficult to read. And I mean, I personally just zone out of them. So there's about 7 or 8 people in each group. So you'll be able to read each other's responses and you'll be able to respond to them if you'd like to. Okay, so what this is, so your audience for this one is just you and your classmates, because what you're doing with this assignment is you're going to read 3 sample profiles and you're going to analyze them. I'll show you that in just a second. This is just a discussion assignment to help you start to understand how the genre of profiles work. Okay. And the purpose, like I said right here, is to familiarize yourself with the writing strategies of the profile genre. Okay. So when you're trying to learn how to write something new, the best thing to do is go get examples of it, analyze it, see how it works, and then you can make your own decisions about how you apply those strategies and norms. Okay, so here's the process. You're going to read 3 of the profile samples below. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options here. You're going to pick 3. Okay. As you read them, I want you to annotate them or take notes on their writing strategies and look for patterns or similarities. And so because patterns and similarities are what create genres, they're what create the boundaries of genres. And so you can use the following questions for support. So the first one is, what does it seem like the purposes of the profiles are? They don't all have the exact same purpose because they're written about very different things, but the genre of profile has a shared purpose. I'm not going to tell you what that is right now, but I think you will discover it as you read these. Okay. What tone or feeling do the profiles have? So are they, what does it seem like the writer is trying to get you to feel? What approach does the writer seem to be taking? Okay. How are the sentences structured? Are they long and complex? Are they short and simple? Are they somewhere in between? What word choices stand out to you? So are there any words that you notice that the author has probably used strategically to get you to feel something or get you to connect? What are they trying to do? And then I want you to look at the organization. So, and what I mean by this is almost all profiles follow a similar structure of what comes first, next, and how it sort of moves through the entire profile. Again, they're not going to be exactly the same. The last assignment that we did, I gave you a very specific structure to follow. And this assignment, there's still a structure, but it's looser. And it's because within a genre, there's different sort of manifestations of that genre, but they all overlap into what I'm going to put up here again, patterns and similarities. And that's what makes you be able to recognize it as a profile. Okay. So as you're doing this analysis, refer to the articles. Okay. Read back over what other students have submitted and just reply with encouragement or new insights that they might have created for you. So we're trying to have a little bit of a conversation here. Here are the eight different samples. So the first one's about Daddy Yankee, who's from the group, I don't know, I'm so old. Daddy Yankee, who sang the song Despacito. It was a couple summers ago that was the huge #1 hit. This one is about Insane Clown Posse's fans. This is about a Brazilian woman who has a skin condition that she was bullied for. This one is about a transgender person trying to serve in the military. This one is about a father returning to North Korea, where he either escaped from or moved from, I can't remember. This one is about the Inupiat Native American indigenous Alaskan tribe in the Arctic. This one's about the Nabi Saleh, which is about people in Palestine. And this one is about a Nigerian group's leader. Okay. So just pick 3 of them. You can click through them, see which ones seem most interesting to you. Just read 3 of them. And what you're really looking for is what makes these profiles, what are you going to have to pay attention to as you write yours? Okay. So you'll turn in your observations through an uploaded file or a text entry. Please be sure to name the articles that you read. Okay. Don't worry about perfect grammar or anything, but just know that you're writing to each other. So just make sure they, people can understand what you're saying. If you write in multiple shorter paragraphs, that would be better because that helps in digital reading. So break up your ideas into smaller paragraphs. And then just come back and check in on the discussion and see what others have read. I'm not going to be able to tell if you have checked back in unless you leave a note. I'm not grading you on whether or not you checked back in. I'm recommending that you check back in so that you can learn from each other and you can get ideas from each other. Okay, hang on. It does not matter if you read the same ones or different ones because they all are similar enough in their structure and what they do with their writing strategies that you will be able to discuss them with each other. Okay. Questions about this one or thoughts about this one?
How long does it have to be?
I think I would say you're going to be looking at 3 of them. I would say at least maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 sentences for each. So you would have maybe a total of, I'm trying to count, like 15 to 18 sentences. You just need to make sure that you're addressing all of these things for each one, and you'll be doing 3. Okay.
Okay.
But it is an informal writing. So don't worry about so you're just writing so that you're, communicating with each other. Okay. Other questions? Okay. I'm going to assume you're all right. The next thing that you have to do this week is you got to figure out who you're going to profile. All right. This is merely a procrastination prevention device. That's all this is. This is a very easy assignment. You just have to figure out who you want to do. You are your audience because you're just telling yourself who you're going to do. The purpose is just to get started. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of a few individuals or organizations or groups that could be the subject of your profile. The only requirement is that you have access to them. Okay. So either you can call them or you can send them a bunch of questions via email or text or whatever, and that they will be willing to respond to you. They need to be willing to respond to you and have to be available between November 16th and 22nd. That's the week that we'll be doing the interviews. Okay. So as you are talking to who you might do this on, just tell them that they just need to be free sometime during that week. And then just decide who you want to write on. And then just send me a note that says who you're going to write about and how you have access to them. Okay. And loads of people have done family members. So doing a family member or a friend or somebody at work or somebody who's inspired you, just anybody like that. Everybody has an important story to tell. Everybody is interesting. Everybody is meaningful. So just who you feel like you would like to share their story or share a piece of their lives with the people in this class, somebody who means something to you is usually the best person that you would do for this. Okay. So let me see if you have any questions about this. Okay. Then the very last thing this week is just the wind down. It's super easy. It's literally, how are you doing? Anything I can help you, anything I can do to help you get through the rest of the semester. Okay. So those three things, let me go back out here. So you've got, where am I here? You've got reading the profile samples and doing the discussion, figuring out who you're going to do it on, and doing the wind down. That's all you've got this week. I want to be available to you this week if you have any questions. I was going to set aside time on Wednesday to do it, but my Wednesday's gotten all broken up with stuff. So just if you have any questions or if you want to chat for a minute, send me a message. We'll either talk on email or we'll just talk over Zoom real quickly. Okay. So just know I am at your disposal all week. We'll just need to set it up individually. All right. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to ask if there's any questions. I'm going to say hi to Lily's
No.
dog. No questions, Tracy?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Everybody else all right? Okay, good, Anna, excellent. Okay, so that's it. I will plan on seeing, I will send out, I don't even know what we're doing next week in terms of whether we're on, I mean, I know we're online, but I don't know when. I will send you an announcement this week to figure that out, okay? I don't know if we're meeting, we'll probably end up meeting on Monday, I would assume, and then working it out from there, okay? Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you guys this week if you need me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.